Fire up your nostalgia and dust off your skateboards, folks from the UK and Ireland, as we're going into the legendary but very short-lived Punk and Ska music channel and what's caused its demise. And that may not be what you think it is. But I'll tell you what, I'll let Whitmore do the intro.
This is Whitmore with Babes, and you are watching
P-Rock TV!
If you ask any alt who's over the age of 30 from the UK and Ireland about where they got their music from before the age of YouTube and paid to stream music, you only had a few choices. Magazines such as Kerrang with the odd free compilation CD, online forums, and the gamble if a CD cover looked good in the shop and pray it's in the right genre section. And well, the less legal way that started around that time. And of course, music television. Way back when you would either call a number to cast a vote with a code to see your favourite music track on TV, or in P-Rock's case you could also vote on the website to see your favourite music track air. The channel on Sky Code 461 began in November 2002 under two people, Mark Shipman and Laurie Olopia Head of Moonscar Records, who has unfortunately passed on the 1st of June this year. They started the channel on a budget of just £2,500. In today's money that's just over £4,000. The channel wanted to provide an alternative to channels such as Kerrang and MTV, focusing on the more obscure punk and ska scene. And maybe you're wondering why I didn't mention Scuzz. This is because Scuzz launched in April 2005 after P-Rock. I feel what drew the audience to the channel also, they didn't just focus on American bands, which also were obscure in themselves, but they did air a lot of underground British bands, such as Sponge, King Prawn, Whitmore, Farce and Violent Delight. I remember Sponge being played at almost every alternate rock night for years after. For a refresher, remember songs such as Kicking Pigeons and Ego. Also Jesse James' song Shoes, Farce with Hopscotch, Sesame Bomb Take the Reins, and Sugar Cults Bouncing Off the Walls. If you remember the channel, you'll certainly remember these tracks. Of course, the channel's theme song Whitmore on the Ceiling. The American bands shown were very rarely aired, if at all, on other channels, such as Rancid, Lars Frederiksen and the Bee, because I can't say that, on YouTube, The Distillers, NoFX, Sesame Bomb, Jimmy Eat World, Alkaline Trio, Finch, and of course Real Big Fish. Additionally, after the 9 PM watershed, P-Rock would also allow the uncensored versions of music videos to be played, like the Misfits video for Scream, but they were pixelated. I want to mention that going forward, my quotes from Mark are from interviews between 2002 and 2009. Loads of internet archaeology was done for my research, as you can see. To quote Mark Shipman, we always pixelated videos to be shown after the 9 PM watershed. I remember spending hours on an editing machine taking out T's and D's and such the like. We know a couple got under the radar, but it didn't do too much to harm the channel's reputation, end quote. The viewing figures for P-Rock were astounding. After 2 weeks of launch, with an average viewership of 600,000 per week. This was 50% of the viewership of both Kerrang and MTV, which allegedly angered the management of the two channels. This, in the business, is called foreshadowing. For the channel, it was not all plain sailing. For the channel, it was not all plain sailing. It appears that they struggled to get music videos in the beginning. Quoting Mark Shipman again, when we began to turn the idea of a music channel into P-Rock, most labels never even returned our calls, therefore we could only play the videos we were sent. The American labels got the idea better than most, in particular Etipath, were very helpful, hence the American dominated playlist. The channel also sometimes suffered with glitches in videos and the channel cutting out broadcasting for short intervals, which caused one or two crazy rumours. For example, on one occasion the channel went off air for just a few hours because of a minor technical problem. Rumours soon swept bulletin boards that the station was transmitting from a boat in the North Sea that was sinking. The other problem, and what particularly gave P-Rock its success, was also a curse. Part of what drew audiences to P-Rock was its lack of advertising, meaning more music airtime. Here is one advert I did track down though.
We're the Dirty Dogs from Moonscar Europe, and we're here to tell you that Whitmore's debut album, Smoke the Roach is now available as a special limited edition package, complete with slipcase, pitch disc CD and a full colour poster. Get down to your local record store or we'll send the hounds round. Yeah.
P-Rock's management did not want to put adverts on a channel that had no relation to the viewers. However, there were darker forces at play for the companies that did wish to advertise with the channel, allegedly. Now, I want to state before I give Mark's opinion on this, this is what Mark believed happened, and this is not my opinion, as I was not there. This is his experience and his dealing with the advertising agencies. So please don't sue. Also, all of this has the allegedly tag attached to it. I say this to cover myself because this is his opinion. Mark states, quote, "Within 2 weeks of launching and with a marketing budget of only £2,000, we were receiving 50% of Kerrang's TV viewing figs, and it was similar for MTV2. This obviously peed off the owners of these channels, who we believe then operated a cartel on us with the advertisers. No reasonably large advertiser would place an ad on P-Rock because they wouldn't be allowed to have ads on all other 11 music channels run by the 2 other big corporations. At this point, we knew our days were numbered. Our viewers loved the fact there were hardly any adverts, but as a channel, we couldn't live on thin air, and the revenue from phone votes was just too small. Something had to give, and in the end, we ran out of money." End quote. And in May 2003, the TV station went off the air. For myself, I couldn't understand what happened, and I kept hoping it would come back one day, or it was just a system failure again. I remember checking every few days, clicking through the music section of Sky. And just when I was about to give up, in June it came back, and much rejoice. But a few weeks later it disappeared again. Completely from our lives forever. P-Rock really could have been something great. It had a chance to flourish. Hello, Drag. P-Rock could have really been something great. Had it had a chance to flourish, and the advertisements had finally tacked on that they were a serious company, and well, had not allegedly been forced out of the music business by other companies, strong-arming the advertisers to not advertise with P-Rock TV. Perhaps the organisers could have used unrelated advertisements to get by. Who knows? Regardless, I feel P-Rock left behind a great legacy in fandom who appreciated the niche of a punk and ska and skate punk dedicated music channel that not only played the greats in punk, but also played up-and-coming bands from the US. But that's not all. They also gave airtime to underground punk and ska bands from the UK, of which in my opinion really made it feel like it was something we could really call our own over here in the UK and Ireland. It gave a generation a stepping stone into discovering new bands in an age when getting into new music was still a bit of a costly gamble, and not everybody had a PC at home, and this was well before the age of smartphones. So thank you to all those who made P-Rock happen, and don't be sad that it's gone. Be happy it didn't fade away and become terrible like Scuzz. Additionally, you can also find P-Rock's playlist on Spotify and YouTube if you wish to rediscover the lost bands. Do you remember P-Rock, and what was your memories of it? What were your favourite tracks? And please let me know in the comments section below. Please like and subscribe if you like my work, and leave a comment as it helps me a lot with the algorithm. And I'll see you next time.